I had a very in-depth conversation with a very prolific, profound, and prosperous, purposeful young man that I am enamored with and have been for quite some time. His name is Ian Haddock. If you don't know him, then in that case, then I suggest you get to know him. He's doing great things in the LGBTQ community here in Houston and abroad. He works with several different venues and resources that are allowing our community to grow and know who we really and truly are called to be, and not only in the body of Christ, but also throughout life, leaving a mark here. And what I wanted to say about that conversation I had with this gentleman just the other day as we were traveling to and fro on the highway, going to another event that he was producing. I really enjoyed this conversation, but we come to find out that we tend to, as people, allow ourselves to treat others much better than we treat ourselves. Why is that? It's simply because oftentimes we don't love ourselves. And I don't want to move too fast for you this morning. I want to allow you to soak that in. How many of us go through life and realize at the midpoint of it sometimes, even in the early stages of it, those of us that study ourselves tend to find out that we are loving on others in manners in which we don't even love ourselves. Why is that? It's because oftentimes I think we are taught that way, we're raised that way, we are idealized that way. We idealize that way because of the fact, again, that we were, taught those things to give, to be kind. But then we forget initially about ourselves. And it's not necessarily altogether a bad thing, but it is when it is repetitive, when it is continuous. So today, my purpose is to shed light on this situation and allow us to become better people by better loving ourselves. I have dealt with in my life a number of different situations, and you'll grow to find out these things about me and my shares and my lifespan. There has been some degradance towards Martise, and that's why this is named b.Me.Martise. Broken, mended, edified. Martise. Yeah. A broken place oftentimes represents degradance. It represents darkness. It represents those places we don't really want to go to within ourselves and try and find out more about us. Find out what is really the problem, what's problematic for us. And we tend to get to a certain point and we hit the wall. Today, I admonish you to study yourself. Find out what does not work for you, what does not allow you to become your best you, and live your life to learn that you owe yourself L-O-V-E, love. You owe yourself that. And I'll share this, and that was the profound part of it. But here's the purposeful part. I cannot be purposeful if I do not share my darkness, my vulnerability. My vulnerability stands in the place of, oftentimes when I look in the mirror, I don't necessarily like what I see. Yes, that's Martise saying that. I don't necessarily like what I see. And that is so wrong. Sometimes I feel so empty, as if I've not done enough, or as if I do not surmount to the king that I am. And that's hard to take in. That's difficult to receive. But I want you to know, even as I think about this place sometimes in me, I've given myself so many times to others, so much to others, and don't take anything for myself to the point where, yes, I feel depleted. And as I stated on last week, we have to learn how to yet keep giving yet keep pouring out into others, even in times where we feel our lesser selves. Now that, on one side, is a profound statement or a prolific statement, but it is true. However, as much as we pour into others, we must learn to pour into just as well ourselves, and then find coping mechanisms that will allow us not to get taken by the wayside or moved to do things or find things that are not like us to solidify or satisfy us within our own skin. And I say this to say, I have found peace and solace with knowing God, with knowing Christ. That's me. I don't know about you. I don't know what you're dealing with today. But I speak against all darkness, all degradance, all evil that would come to kill, steal, and destroy. And the first place it starts is within your mind. You think that people are talking about you. You think that people are having these back room conversations about you, that you are less than, you are an addict, you are not productive, you are lackadaisical, you are you're nothing. Some of us have dealt with that to where it's been flagrantly told to our faces that we are nothing. You're non-existent. You're a hopeless wonder. But I want you to know something today. That is a lie from the very pits of hell. And your mind will allow you to receive that and hold it hostage in your system, in your mind. And you'll keep replaying it, keep going over it. I heard someone say so recently, so very astutely, I guess I would say, or purposely, they said that we tend to make ourselves the enemy. There's nothing in this world that is stronger, that is greater than the very power of God that is able to transform and transfigure you. Now, how do you connect those dots? How do you connect those